In this episode of Pop Culture Weekly, it's all about the brand new Blumhouse Productions film Imaginary. I talk with the cast, including DeWanda Wise, Taegen Burns, and Pyper Braun. Let's go!
Welcome to Pop Culture Weekly with Kyle McMahon from iHeartRadio. Your pop culture news, views, reviews, and celebrity interviews on all the movies, TV, music, and pop culture you crave weekly. Here's Kyle McMahon.
What's up? Hello, and welcome to Pop Culture Weekly. Welcome to Pop Culture Weekly with Kyle McMahon. I'm Kyle McMahon, and this episode is all about Blumhouse's Imaginary. This film is really, really great. It's very unique and imaginative, if you will. It's not your typical, horror movie. I really, really enjoyed it. It's got a great cast. Of course, it's produced by Jason Blum, and Jeff Wadlow, who also wrote and directed it. The official synopsis from Blumhouse is an original horror taps into the innocence of imaginary friends and begs the question, are they really figments of childhood imagination, or is something more terrifying lying just beneath? When Jessica moves back into her childhood home with her family, her youngest stepdaughter, Alice, develops an eerie attachment to a stuffed bear named Chauncey she finds in the basement. Alice starts playing games with Chauncey that begin playful and become increasingly sinister. I loved it. I really did love it. I loved being in that world. And I'm trying to be as spoiler-free as possible. It does a really great job world building and fleshing out the characters, too. Very layered, which I really appreciate. I talk with the cast, including Jessica, who is DeWanda Wise. She's amazing. I talk with the girls, Taegen Burns, who plays Taylor, and Pyper Braun, who plays Alice. So let's just hop right into the interviews. First up, Taegen Burns and Pyper Braun.
Thank you both for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Of course. First of all, I love that Chauncey is there.
Yeah, he's with us today.
It's kind of creepy, but I love it.
Yes.
So how was this project for both of you? Like going into it, and then now that it's finished and you can look back and watch it, what was it like? Looking back at the whole process for you.
I mean, getting to see it all come together was because again, you add in those sound effects and you add in all of this music and everything to make it more intense. Because it's like you're filming it and it's like it's supposed to be scary and have jump scares, and then you actually see it and you're like, oh, okay, those look good,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how about for you, Pyper?
For me, set wasn't scary. It was actually a lot lighter than in the movie.
Yeah.
They definitely made it a lot darker, and it wasn't as scary as you think it is. I mean, the jump scares. And when we were watching the movie for the first time, we knew when the jump scares were coming.
But there was a couple.
But there were a couple that just got you, and you were like,
there was one of me that got me. Like, I wasn't even expecting it.
I scared myself.
And it still got me.
Yeah.
I love that. And what was it, one of the things that I love about the film is that it is, it really plays with the imagination, if you will, of the viewer, obviously, as well as it being vital to the plot. Interestingly enough, the way, films are created today, you had to use your imagination a lot in filming. Did you ever, conjure up something, or was there a specific thing that you conjured up to get you in that space to act?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like when creating the characters and really, you do use your imagination to really develop each story and just really develop their arc. So I think just kind of using that imagination to really think up like stories of, Alice when she was younger that led her to who she is now, and stories of when Taylor was younger that why is she the way she is with all those the people around her, and just using that imagination to develop your characters and stuff. And
Yeah.
And there was nothing. So, I'm trying to be as spoiler free as possible too. It's hard. Was there anything as you're filming that, like, on the script that eventually you're going to be, the viewer is going to see you're looking at X, this scary X, right? Was there any kind of thing that you conjured in your mind to be that X as you're filming? You know what I'm saying?
Well, we didn't really do as much green screen stuff as you think.
Cool.
So all those monsters in the movie were actual guys in costumes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and they were all very nice guys. And
I mean, even the sets, it was like those, I won't say which set, but it was not green screen. It was truly this insanely and well done set that, I mean, I'm walking through it like kind of trippy.
Wow.
Like, this is really good.
is it? I know what you're talking about. That one's partially green screened, isn't it?
It's like the tiniest
Yeah,
bit.
like the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that looked really good, and I seeing it on screen, I was so happy with how it turned out.
That looks so good on screen.
You'll have to watch to see which one.
You have to see which one it is.
I knew going in that more practical effects were done than a lot of, movies today. I didn't know how much. So that's awesome to hear that, you guys weren't on, I forget what they call it in the Disney films, or it's like a 360, green screen studio, and you really were, kind of in these worlds, which is awesome.
Yeah, it was super helpful, especially when actually acting. And it's like we didn't have to use our imagination as much, it was super helpful. I mean, it was helpful having these physical things, and kind of like you with having your little bear and your teddy bear and having those creatures, and all of it was super helpful to elevating our performance.
Yeah, and then when you do have those scenes, it's really nice to have something physical rather than mentally thinking of it. Mm-hmm. And having Chauncey with me, you felt the weight of the bear. You had the bear was being held in your arms, and it wasn't something like a pole or a ball or something. It was an actual teddy bear.
That's awesome. And for you, I know you said that it was a lot lighter and not as scary and stuff on set as when I'm watching it in the theater, jumping on the random stranger next to me. But are you able to leave kind of work at home while you're filming a project like that? Because I feel like there's a lot of heavy stuff in imaginary. And, are you able to kind of say, all right, I'm done filming for the day. I'm going to go to my hotel or apartment or whatever and chill and kind of leave that on set? Or does some of that kind of come with you until you're done wrapping?
I definitely think it was important to kind of, once you're done on set, I mean, we'd go home and we'd hang out and we'd play board games and everything. But also then it's like, okay, the next morning you're back in the character. So don't forget about it too much, but also having the nice kind of relaxing night after those intense.
Keep it almost like tabs. Like, it's like, okay, put the work tab back.
Close it.
Flip the other tab in front of it. It's like, flip it.
Like, we'll switch back and forth until we're done.
And you have a very competitive side when it comes to games. I learned that. And it was just learning when to bring work, when to flip that switch.
Yeah.
And like when you got to set, it was like, okay, work mode.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like almost like a light switch.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Both of you, obviously you're sisters in the film. So, and working on a film, you tend to spend a lot of time with each other. How did your relationship develop personally through that? Did you find like a sisterly bond with each other?
I would say so, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, again, we would go home and play games, or we'd go out to eat, and it was kind of an instant bond that we had, and an instant sisterly bond. And
and we don't have any sisters.
So you're both only children.
Oh, we have brothers.
No, we have brothers. We're not only children. We have brothers.
Yes.
So it was definitely like, oh, I get a sister now.
Exactly, and it was fun getting to have that for like be in that
for 2 months, getting to have a sister.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That's cool. And that's something you guys will have forever,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pyper, for you, you have a lot of imaginary. The film is resting on you. And again, I'm trying to be as spoiler free as possible.
Yes.
But how did you do that? You both are such amazing actors, but you in particular, Pyper, really have to do a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do you carry something like that?
I mean, if it weren't for my last movie that I did before this one, I don't think I would have been able to get through this movie. And working on a multicam comedy before this really actually did help me, because I knew that I would have to process when I respond. And really, all my jobs before this one really did help me, and if it weren't for my family before this family, I don't think I would be here right now. And I'm really glad.
I love that, and you've done such an amazing job. And so, and Taegen, so have you. You play, a sort of angsty teenager.
Yes.
Yeah. And you carry that so well too. And I mean that as a compliment for both of you, by the way.
Thank you.
Of course. So thank you both for speaking with me. I cannot wait for everybody to go and see Imaginary. It is so great. And I hope that we continue to see stories that deal with these characters in the future. So
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful
course.
rest of your day.
thank you. Have a great day, girls.
Pyper Braun and Taegen Burns. I'm telling you, I love Imaginary. It's really great. It is out now in theaters. If you're listening to this new, if you're listening to this later on, it's probably out on streaming and home video and all that good stuff. I really love Imaginary. I really love Blumhouse. I love basically everything Blumhouse has ever done. Jason Blum, to me, is a genius. And, if you're a horror fan, you probably agree. All right, before we talk to DeWanda Wise, let's take a break, pay the bills, 60 seconds. See you soon. All right, thanks for hanging out and letting us pay the bills. Our advertisers are amazing, and they and you allow us to do what we do each and every week to bring you Pop Culture Weekly, and I appreciate you, and I love you, and I thank you that you're hanging out with me. I really do. All right, next up, DeWanda Wise has been in film, television, theater. She is a powerhouse. I love her. She played Kayla Watts in Jurassic World Dominion. You know her as Kayla in Dominion. She played the pilot. In 2021's Fatherhood with Kevin Hart and Alfred Woodward, who I love, she played Swan in that. She was in The Twilight Zone in 2019. She's Gotta Have It as Nola Darling, and so many other great things. I really do love her. And I'm excited to talk to her. Not only does she star in this, but she's an executive producer as well, which I think is important. And, you'll hear why in our interview. All right. Here she is, the one and only DeWanda Wise.
Thank you so much, DeWanda, for speaking with me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course. I absolutely love the film, and I can't wait for everybody to see it. You are incredible in it. Jess is really, for me, the heart of the film, and you do such a great job as Jess. What was it like for you, playing her?
It was a delight. Obviously it's a very cathartic experience, even being in a horror movie, but I really love crafting characters like that. Like, I love kind of planting the seeds and just going through a script and, working with Jeff to make sure that we told her story in a way that allowed the audience in, and for them to have a horror movie protagonist who you care about. You can watch a horror movie and you can either watch one that's like, oh, I want them to make it, or you can watch one where you're just kind of like doing a body count.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I really set out to make the first.
And I think you did. And, one of the things that I love, speaking to what you're saying, is, oftentimes in horror, I'm a huge horror fan. And oftentimes in horror, sometimes the backstories aren't so backstory.
Yes.
And Jess has a very rich, and I'm trying to be as spoiler free as possible, but Jess has a very rich backstory that's very multi-layered, and there's a lot going on, and that partially drives her and it partially drives the story. And that really, really, really stood out to me because it's, unfortunately in a genre I love, it's not as common as it should be.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that's what drew me in to begin with. The first conversation I had with Blumhouse Casting was that it was this notion of like a kind of a Trojan horse, horror movie, so to speak, one that at the core of it has all these like deeply resonant and maybe even hard themes, but ultimately is still entertaining, still has like the twists and turns, but just has like a little more character development. And really presents an opportunity for, not just my character, but all the characters to really like latch on to something real so that by the time we take viewers on the journey, they're all in and they're taking us seriously.
Yeah. And it is a journey, and, and that's, I just love it. And part of that reason is also because, not to be funny, but it leaves a lot to your imagination. And, it's this imagination that for the viewer, where it's like childhood fears and adult fears and all of this kind of thing. And I think it's just expertly does it, and it's so enjoyable. For you, when you're doing, I from my understanding, that a lot of it was practical effects, which, today is not always front and center. Was that, do you find that more comfortable as an actor to be looking at, what you're essentially going to be looking at on screen, or are you able to kind of compartmentalize that traditionally?
I have been wildly fortunate thus far. I keep reading and seeing these interviews about actors who are just like in an entirely green room, and that sounds wild to me. It just sounds wild to me. Like, and I'm sure, there are naturally elements of performing for film and TV that you're still acting with a piece of tape. Like if you see any close up of an actor, right, chances are they were not actually looking at someone else's eyeballs. Chances are they were looking at a little teeny tiny piece of tape in the corner of like, the matchbox of a camera. But I have not had the experience where I haven't been immersed in an environment. You know what I mean? And this was both, like, from every single department, from the props department to, our set designer to our creature feature, spectral, like every single department gave us so much to play with. Everything's so tactile. And I do think it makes a difference. I don't know any better because I have absolutely zero point of reference. We'll have to have this conversation again in the future when I do my first green screen movie. But as it stands, I do think it makes a huge impact on the performance of an actor.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine, so many films, and they do it well. I'm not knocking it, but I couldn't imagine, especially, I forget what it's called, but those 360 like environment green screen things. Like, I mean, it's got to be cool, but it's also got to be just disorienting. I'm assuming as an actor.
I mean, I think it's just, there were days on Jurassic for sure where it was just like, we need to know where you have to tell us exactly what the eye line is. There are 6 actors on this, but we still had like the Giganotosaurus. We still had all these other things at our disposal. So, I mean, I'm sure I can because I'm an extraordinary performer. But if I had to choose, I mean, I'm practical all the way. And not to mention, it's just really fun to see a director directing, all those other elements. It's really fun. It's also really funny. But it's mostly really fun to just, watching Jeff choreograph Michael, who plays both, he plays 2 creatures in the movie. I'm also trying to be spoiler free, but he plays 2 creatures in the movie, and just watching him, help him construct this very physical performance. I mean, it's just, as a wannabe future director myself, it's really cool.
And as a viewer, it's awesome. I love that. I speak with Elvira just about every October. I love her. And this last October, we were talking about kind of in the vein of Oscar So White, horror So White. And I feel like horror has really been a place in the last 5-10 years, especially, that Black performers, Black creatives are really flourishing.
Yeah.
And we have all these iconic scream queens, and I feel like you are now one of them. How do you feel, speaking as there aren't many feature films in the horror genre from a major studio that are led by a Black woman? What do you speak to?
Yeah.
How do you speak to that?
Well, first, I feel like this might be the first interview that had said that so plainly.
Oh, I hope that's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
Okay.
I am, I feel like what I've been trying to do from the very beginning, I joined SAG-AFTRA in college. It was in 2005. And what I've been trying to do very quietly is create and build a career that is subtly subversive, that is as that has casts that are as diverse as my friend group is, that really feel like Black women who were like free, just free Black women. You can go back, you can see you can look at Nola Darling, you can look at Erin and Someone Great, and you just see this tapestry of women who I personally heavily identify with, who are just going about the business of living their lives, and so being able to, in this space particularly, there is a simultaneity that I'm operating from, because for me it became about constructing a character who is going through these things that feel believable and true, and that many people can identify with, while also acknowledging the cultural specificities of what it is and means for a Black viewer to watch a horror movie. You know what I mean? And there are little things that, if anyone's watching, I'll give you guys a couple of little tidbits because it really makes me laugh, actually. There are little choices. This happened on Twilight Zone too, where you'll be in hair and makeup, and they want to, if they're trying to break you down, right? They okay, we got to dirty you up. We got to make you look really rough, right? One thing that I never allow hair and makeup to do is give me cracked lips, because for Black people, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Dave Chappelle has made it hilarious. I know that. Every Black person in the world knows that. So it's something that, because I'm an executive producer on this project too, there's I'm working with multiple brains in it. You know what I mean? Moving back to her childhood home, it's if you're watching a traditional horror movie, a lot of the houses are really scary. A lot of the houses are haunted houses. They're very clearly haunted houses.
Yeah, you don't want to go in them.
You don't want to go in them. No one knows why you're moving back to this house. It's just sell the house. You know what I mean? Sell that house and move somewhere else. And so Jeff and I, the locations manager, props to locations for finding a home that looks like you would move back to. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That looks like,
yeah.
The house isn't scary. Our house is not scary. Can't win with basements. Basements are inherently terrifying. We're going down in the basement. I'm sorry. But yeah, I think it's that. I think I appreciate the acknowledgement, because, I am trying to build something that I haven't necessarily, a career that I haven't necessarily seen. And, do it with as much mindfulness and specificity as possible.
I love that. You are doing it beautifully. I can't wait to see all of your creative talents continue to be put out into the world, and I'll be there day one on opening day watching them all. Thank you.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
DeWanda Wise. She is a queen. She's just a powerhouse, and I love her. She's so great in everything she does, but I love her as Kayla in Jurassic World Dominion, and I love her as Jess in Imaginary, which is out right now from Blumhouse and Lionsgate. Love Lionsgate. So go see it and let me know what you think. Hit me up on social or email me, or if you're using the iHeartRadio app, which is free, there's a talkback button right on this episode. You can hit that and it sends a voicemail to me right away. Please be nice. Some of you aren't always kind, and I can handle that, but just whatever. Send whatever you want. Tell me what you think. You know what? We might put you on the show. All right. I love you. Go see Imaginary from Blumhouse in theaters now. Let me know what you think about it. I think you're going to love it as much as I do. Hope you enjoyed my conversations with the stars of Imaginary. I love you. See you next week. We out.
Thank you for listening to Pop Culture Weekly. Hear all the latest at popcultureweekly.com.
Chauncey the bear, is he evil? Does he care? Chauncey the bear, you don't watch out, he'll burn your hair.